edition of Throwback Thursday. Yes, I know I didn't put up a poll. I apologize. But if you watched the last video, yeah, I do explain that I do want to get back to my regular schedule. Things have been kind of thrown off through work and through software, hardware issues, all that kind of shit. So I do want to get back to my schedule. I'm having some hard time with it. Hopefully this will be okay for you cats, man. It's a Yungun as an artist that I've been asked to do a couple times for Throwback Thursday. I think I put him up in a poll whenever that was last time we did a poll. Man, it seems like forever now. Freaking days and months are just flying by. But this song Liquid Love was recommended to me. Harry Love is on the beat. You know what you're gonna get with him. So without further ado, man, I think this is the first time I've heard Young Gun. If not, I've heard him on something. Heard him as part of a collaboration, but I don't remember. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump on. See what he's all about. Or you cats know, man, I'm a sucker for a good piano on a hip hop track. That beat sounds crisp. You know what you're going to get with Harry, man. He's going to deliver the goods, and it has a little bit of that record crackle. It's got this perfectly crisp beat that just it's like it hits the nail on the head every time, and then the piano comes in soft and then goes nuts there.
Harry Love on the beats. Young Gun. Essa. Little medication for you lot. Yeah. I've been through flings, relationships, one night stands, craziness, good times, bad times, had time and wasted it. I felt love rain down but never bathed in it. I'd let it graze my lips but never tasted it. Cause when you take a sip from...
Man, this whole beginning of the track is awesome. I dig this cat. I never heard of love explained that way before. I'm having it raining down, and I'm wondering what he means by the fact that he loved rain down, but he never bathed in it. In my mind, when somebody takes a bath, it's more of a relaxing. You lay back, you let time kind of disappear a little bit, and you take your time rather different than a shower where you just get shit done and get on with your day. So I'm wondering if he's commenting, and he also talks about it being like going across his lips or something, or touched his lips or grazed his lips, but never tasted it. So I'm wondering if he's talking about like, love is sometimes fleeting, and it comes and goes quickly, or is he saying that he didn't realize what he had until it was too late? Did he not take the time when he had it to enjoy the love, or didn't recognize love for what it was? Interesting way to explain it. And then they jump right in that thing where a voice was coming in on just the right headphone. It was pretty cool, man, what they're doing here.
Bathed in it. I'd let it graze my lips but never tasted it. Cause when you take a sip from love's reservoir, you never are sure how long it'll last. I got it wrong in the past, too quick to drain the glass, but I look back on it and laughed in this club with my spars. That's when I saw her, pure as a glass of spring water.
Nice, man. It's kind of like what I was saying, is that when you fall in love, or that initial endorphin rush of falling in love, when you start a relationship, you don't know how long it's going to last, and there are people who immediately start thinking about the end. The second that it starts, they start thinking about the end. They can't even help themselves, so to speak. And he's talking about having gone through relationships, and now he's at the club with his buddies. He's kind of laughing about being in love because it seems silly to think about all the people you've loved in the past or thought you loved in the past, all that kind of shit. But then he talks about, then he sees her, so now he's got this new lady that's caught his eye. So I got to see where this goes.
On it and laughed in this club with my spars. That's when I saw her, pure as a glass of spring water. And when she moved her lips, her voice would sing for her. I tried to ignore her, but I was mesmerized by the aura, gliding towards her to absorb her, dive in the water. Her beauty, her wisdom, affection.
God, man, this guy is a goddamn poet. His words are so friggin' beautiful. Seriously, the way he's talking about, and the way he's describing it, like he's not talking about her having big old titties or a fat ass or any of that kind of stuff. He's talking about her having an aura and diving into that and seeing her as a beautiful being and a beautiful soul and everything, rather than just a fake ass and some fake tits and that type of thing. And how he's doing this, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's poetry, man. It's remarkable.
Towards her to absorb her, dive in the water of beauty and wisdom, affection, truly an instant connection. But she was moving in a different direction. She flashed past my eyes like a distant reflection. Now I was wondering if I'd see her again, and then I bumped into her in the street with my friends. Exchange of numbers, my phone was broken so I needed a pen. First date, can you meet me at 10? Second date, good to see you again. Third date, fourth date, and by now we were seeming to blend. But were we drinking up our time fast? And as I felt it fly past, I was thinking if we might last. Because love is like trying to drink with no glass.
It's kind of like what I was saying, man. He's only 4 dates in, and they start to seem like they're really making a connection, and he's already thinking, it's like, how long is this going to last? Is she going to be, no matter how great this feels, is she just going to be just another one of those relationships, or just another one of those women that I love and lose, or love and leave, or and what does he say here? It's like falling in love versus like buying a drink without a glass. I think about that, like, what are you going to hold? Like, you're going to hold that in your hand or something? Like, how are you going to get a glass, or how are you going to get a drink with no glass? I think about like water in the palm of your hand, but it's like, how difficult that is. Keeping that shit is going to go through your fingers, is going to run down your wrists. Like, very difficult to hang on to is basically what he's trying to say.
Now we were seeming to blend, but were we drinking up our time fast? And as I felt it fly past, I was thinking if we might last. Because love is like trying to drink with no glass. Cut the water in your hands, try and make it hold fast. But be careful, sometimes the harder you grasp, the quicker you lose your grip. Sip slow, make it last.
Oh man, see the harder you grasp, it's like the harder you try to hang on to it, the harder it makes it to hang on to, which is incredible. It's kind of like being like trying to hold on to like a greased pig, right? It just the more you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. And he's saying, like, slow that shit down, man. Enjoy every moment of falling in love. Enjoy the moments you spend together. Sip slowly. Enjoy that. Don't already start thinking about the end. Don't start thinking, I need to hold on to this person. I don't want this person to ever go. Because some people can't handle that on the other end as well. It's like they can't handle the feeling of not having a choice. Or when you become someone's everything, it also becomes very heavy for that person, where they feel like they're responsible for your happiness. They're responsible, if they were to ever leave, that you would never be able to recover. That kind of shit hangs over people. It becomes very heavy. And I'm sure a bunch of you people have dated somebody in the past that have said they'd kill themselves if you left, or somebody's gotten pregnant to keep you around, or shit like that. Like, it happens all the time. One person is totally invested, the other person is kind of halfway in. Some people fall in love really quickly, or think they fall in love really quickly. Meanwhile, it's more of an obsession than love, or just lust. Man, this is, again, what a beautiful way he's explaining this. Like, it really is poetry. It really is remarkable what he's doing here.
Sometimes the harder you grasp, the quicker you lose your grip. Sip slow, make it last. Everybody's got to follow their path, and sometimes those above us intermingle with ours. And when two streams combine without drifting apart, that's what we call liquid love. Liquid love. It's been a while now, and every night I lie down and feel her sweet breath tickling my eyebrow. And in the dead of night, we fit together like a hand and a glove. Now my heart's feeling feather light, cause it was never quite this deep before. I'm treading water out my depth and I can't see the shore. Got a job now, studio and tours galore. And she's not happy cause she says she doesn't see me no more. So I gave her this bracelet to remember me by. But every night she cries without telling me why. What you mean you've got issues, babe? I've got issues too. You talk to me, I'll talk to you, and we can work them through. Turn to me and I'ma turn to you, cause when you feel pain, I'm hurting too. Open up, I'll nurture you. But there's a limit to what words can do. And it was beautiful before, but now just look at what it's turned into. I guess the water ran out, and I choked through a dry throat when I found a one-word note on my pillow. Sorry, that's all she wrote, and she was gone. Damn, where'd it all go wrong? Because love is like trying to drink with no glass.
I know I'm a broken record, man, but that his storytelling ability, it truly is remarkable to me. What he's doing here, he like in that short verse, he was able to he's able to explain or describe something a lot of us have gone through. Now it's obviously the properties of that story belong to him. Obviously, the fact that he's going on tour and he's got to be in the studio, all that kind of shit. None of us do that shit, but I shouldn't say none of us, but I don't do that shit. But it's just amazing how he talks about, they fit like a glove and it's never been this way before. And then by the end of this verse, she's like left him a note that says sorry, right? Like, and then he's like, well, where did it all go wrong? And I like how he explains it too. Like he felt like he was, basically out beyond his depth. He couldn't put his feet on the ground anymore. He's kind of, treading water, trying to keep his head above it. And it's very true when he's talking about like words only do so much. It's true when you say actions speak louder than words, and sometimes people just need to be heard and need to be understood. They just need to sit there and listen. And also too, it's like in another way you kind of look at it too. It's like here's somebody. Obviously, Yungun has two loves. He's got the love of music. He's got love of this woman. She's basically kind of saying to him, you need to, if you love me, then you would spend less time with music. Meanwhile, a lot of his happiness, a lot of his self-worth, all that kind of stuff comes from the time he spends in the studio, the time he spends on the road performing for crowds and being with his brothers and doing his shit. That's equally important to this love over here. And some people don't understand that. They want it for themselves. Your happiness means less than their sorrow. So they would rather you be sad as long as they're happy. That's deep shit, man. That, like I said, he told a remarkable story in one verse, and just a great storyteller.
Gone. Damn, where'd it all go wrong? Because love is like trying to drink with no glass. Cut the water in your hands, try and make it hold fast. But be careful, sometimes the harder you grasp, the quicker you lose your grip. Sip slow, make it last. Everybody's gotta follow their path, and sometimes those of others intermingle with ours. And when two streams combine without drifting apart, that's what we call liquid love. Liquid love. Years passed and I'm alone, feeling empty. I don't know why, but other girls don't seem to tempt me. Sorry, babes, I mean, I like you and you're damn fine, but I don't know, I guess you caught me at a bad time. Would things changed if I moved away? Would it be out of sight, out of mind? Who's to say? Heart gone grey till in the park one day when somebody spoke, I turned round with a lump in my throat. That's when I saw her. She was looking older now, like she's carrying the world on her shoulders now. She got a man? Well, he's not here. Damn, she's been gone years, lost years, judging by the way she still drops tears. It's all coming back now, the water's flowing fast. I'm drinking from a newer glass, but you don't lose the past. Now I remember all the questions that I would have asked. Didn't she love me and what made her think we couldn't last? But should I take the plunge? Cause some questions don't really have answers, and I doubt she'd even give me none. I guess the cup ran over, fill it too quick, you spill it. Hold a living thing too tight, you kill it. As she moved away, what I saw left me breathless. Was that a bracelet she wore on her left wrist? But I let her go. I still wonder if we could have been together though. I guess I'll never know.
Wow, man, what a great story. The whole, from beginning to end, man, 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and this dude just told a story that could fill a novel. It's a story that's been told so many times, but not quite like this. I've never heard it explained the way he explained it, and with such grace and poetry as he did. And I really like that, man. At the end, the fact that he sees, he sees the diamond bracelet on her wrist, and so in his heart he knows he still meant enough to her after all these years that she still wore that bracelet, that he did truly mean as much to her as she did to him. But he still leaves him wondering then, why did it have to end the way that it did, and have the wherewithal to not, to be able to not to have those answers, have those questions answered, and be okay with the fact that you loved and you lost, and because sometimes it feels that way where when somebody is gone from your life, and you wonder if they still think about you, or they still love you, do that type of stuff like that. That's often a thought that comes into your mind. So for him to see that, it kind of is closure for him, and he can maybe move on with his life now, and know that she has moved on, and has a new man and whatever, but still loves him. But that it'd be a different type of love. They could never rekindle what they had when they first met. So then he can move on with his life, and maybe he could start, dating other women, and getting a new glass to fill, so to speak. But great friggin' track, man. I'm, to be pun intended, I'm completely in love with this song. It's remarkable. Brought a little bit of a tear to my eye, a little bit, that second verse. It's well done, man. Straight, absolutely brilliant poetry. The beat, as great as that beat was, Harry loved it. A tremendous drama production. This man's words, man, just kind of made the world disappear, including the beat. It's just remarkable storytelling, beginning to end. I don't know. Just completely blown away by it. But I appreciate y'all for coming, man, checking it out, and being part of the channel. We're creeping closer to 2.2K, man. Still blows my mind every single day. But I appreciate every one of you. I love every one of y'all. Let's keep this growing. Let's keep supporting UK hip hop, and they'll support us back. So until next time. Probably tomorrow at this point. So I gotta get ready for work. No more time to film. So come back at you on Friday. And until then, stay safe and be good to each other.